And welcome back, Fred Jackson Show. And Fred, last week on Thursday, Tim Graham from Buffalo News wrote an excellent feature on former Bill Darryl Talley and the hard times that have befallen him since his career and his playing days, both physically and financially. And I know we didn't talk about this before the show, but this is something that has happened to a lot of, not just NFL players, but a lot of athletes, but the NFL players because of the concussion issues. How much preparation have you made for your post-career?
Oh, man, it's one of the things that the NFL has taken a strong stand on in trying to get us all the information that we need to be able to have that successful life after footballing. I've tried to take every advantage, every step that I can to prepare myself for, life after football. We call it the next step in life, and it's unfortunate when you read about things like that and you know how much he's respected in this community and how much he means to this community. When you see stories like that, I mean, your heart breaks for him. So it's one of the things now as professional athletes and as football players that we talk about. We spend a lot of time talking about. We have 2 or 3 meetings as teams throughout the season to kind of prepare us for that. As rookies, they go through 3 or 4 seminars to try and help prevent these things from happening. So when you read about it or like I said, hear about it, it definitely breaks your heart.
Well, you're definitely a rarity, being a running back and being in the league for 9 years. And being able to still continue to play at a high level. A lot of players, 1 or 2 years, that's the career. Mm-hmm. But with Darryl, what's so impressive, of course, in the Buffalo and the West New York community, I mean, fans have rallied. Last count, they're over $150,000. Whether he accepts the money or not is another story. But if you've met Darryl, you know what a red, white, and blue Buffalo Bill he is. Yeah,
and I mean, and again, that's one of the things why that story hits home is because I know him personally and have had, opportunity to sit down and talk with him. So, but it's great to see, the fan base, and it speaks a lot, of this fan base, how much support they show for him and have come forward to help a guy like that. And it shows you how much respect that, we have for our fans when they can do things like this for us.
Before we turn to Brad, C.J. Spiller getting a clean bill of health. He's almost ready to practice.
Yeah, and again, a huge weapon that, I know everybody on that team is excited to be able to get back as soon as he can.
Okay, let's go to Brad Gelber. Brad, the questions from the Twitterverse.
Yep, the first one is from Benjamin, and he wants to know, Fred, did you get a chance to view the Manziel fumble call, and did you believe the ref made the right call?
I did get the chance to review it, and like everybody else in the stadium that was, there for the Bills, we did not get the right call. That was clearly a fumble, and I don't know how they made that call, but it's, again, one of those things when we're on the field we have to overcome. They're human, they're going to make mistakes, and we can't always rely on them for, reasons like that.
Okay, the next one's from Andre, and he wants to know why the change in the tinted visor in the last couple games.
Well, I don't know if you noticed it last week, and I might still have a little bit of it. I had a black eye last week. I got hit underneath the pile, and my vision was a little blurry and affected by it with the bright lights in the stadium, so I had to go to a tinted visor to help with that, and plus it looks cool.
That's what I figured. Rob wants to know, do you guys get extra excited to go against a team like Denver or Green Bay or players like Peyton or Rodgers that you don't normally face?
I think you should. To be the best, you got to beat the best. It's a cliche saying, but, it's true. And if you want to be or move on to the next level at this game, we have to be able to beat teams like that and show that we can. So I definitely get excited for it. And I can speak for all my teammates. I'm sure they get just excited as I do.
Okay, the next one is from Alyssa, and she wants to know, is it frustrating to know you guys have to basically win out now to make the playoffs when you let some games slip away?
I mean, it's definitely frustrating knowing that there's games out there that we did let slip away, games that were definitely very winnable for us. But, you go into every week wanting to win the game anyway. So, yeah, there's that added pressure, but you got to show up every week to want to win the game anyway, and that's no different than if we were in a different situation. We're going to go out there and play as hard as we normally would, and now it's a must-win situation for us more than any. But guys love that pressure. I love that pressure, and it's on us to go get the job done.
Okay, and this one's from David. He wants to know why were you still out there returning the punts once you guys signed Thigpen?
Okay, so, you know, I can't really brag about this, but, you know, I'm the safest guy to catch punts on the team, which is why I was out there. But then I go out there and I drop the punt, you know. So I'm sure the Danny Crossman is second guessing himself from now on. But you know, I was out there just because I'm good at catching them, you know. And I talked to the punter after the game. I told him, you know what, that was probably the weirdest knuckleball punt I've ever seen in my life, and he did a good job. You know, I got to give him, you know, tip my hat to him. He gave me a creative punt that I wasn't able to handle, and I was fortunate enough to recover it, though.
Okay, and this one's from Zach. He wants to know, pretty straightforward, what's the key to beating the Broncos?
We got to make Peyton uncomfortable. You know, our guys have got to hit him, you know, often and, you know, often, you know. So as long as we can keep him uncomfortable, not let him get into a rhythm, it'll give us a great chance to win the game.
Okay. And we'll be back with questions from DJ Dave Dixter right after this.